Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. I am Monica, the Kismet Chemist, and in today's reading, we are doing messages from your headline. This is about accessing deeper wisdom it's actually something that would seem obvious, but it's hidden in the palm of your hand. So as you can see, and I'll move this up for you, you can see that the headline falls between the lifeline and the heartline. And it doesn't always connect to the lifeline. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But the headline we can often think of as our logic, our intellect, our knowledge. The signifier for this on your hand is actually calling you to dig deeper. This is about wisdom. It's about your intuition. And it's how that flows in your life. Instead of breaking down the different meanings within palmistry, I'm going to ask you to take a look at your headline while we do this. So that is the middle line of the three prominent lines, the heart, the head, and the lifeline. And I love the metaphorical placement of the headline. It is underneath the heart. It is between the heart and the life. And when I was sitting down to look into this and to feel into it, when the message and inspiration came forward to bring messages from your heart, your headline forward, it was all about the correlation between the heart and the head. We are meant to be heart-centered. And it is our heart that is meant to lead us. Our mind is meant to follow. And one of the aspects or one of the features of the headline are branches that come off of it. It can be common, it isn't always. But there is something about this feature that always struck me. A branch up or down can mean a variety of things. And when you look into palmistry, a lot of the time it can feel like the interpretations are all really quite negative. Or you have to fit within a box to be able to fall within the positive. I don't see things that way. For me, when I look at the headline, if you've got branches going up, that means that your head follows your heart easily. The placement on that will depend or will show you when that started in your life. So as you can see, your headline starts up here with the beginning of your lifeline. So we're not going to break down, age ranges, but if your headline pretty early on has a branch up to your heartline and connects, or at least just branches and reaches up, it's your head reaching to your heart to know the way, to find the way. So you are a naturally intuitive person. They call it the writer's fork. They also call it the lawyer's fork. To me, it's about the connection between the head and the heart. When you look at these different, I believe they're called mounts for the planets, you can see what area of life that comes out in the best. So as you can see, for the pointer finger, we have Jupiter, then we have Saturn, the Sun, Mercury, and then down here we actually have the mount of Venus. So whether it goes up or down, you can see the angle in which that line goes up or down, and it can correlate to the different planets that are signified on the hand. Excuse me. In that sense, when you look at the different areas, say for instance your headline goes and veers directly up to the heart line, and your heart line spreads all the way over to Jupiter, that means that your head will follow your heart for your expansion, for your wisdom, for your knowledge, but also for luck, for abundance, for growth. On a spiritual gift level, when you follow your heart, when you listen truly to your own natural energy and natural instincts and wisdom, and follow your heart on that, you will be able to see how expansive you can get on a rapid level, because all the secrets that you're looking at are just right in front of you. They're in the palm of your hands. For me, and I will give you some disclosure here, when I looked, I see there is a branch up, but even early on with my branch up, it is pointing directly to my Saturn mount. Where it actually connects is directly underneath my Saturn mount, and there is a line connecting up. When I was very young, my father died, and this really shaped and changed the way that I viewed the world, the way that I viewed myself. And there was a lot of turmoil within me. When I was doing my own palmistry reading, I was able to see that turmoil in the lines of my hands. I could see, because Saturn represents the father, I could see how when I was a kid, I had this disconnect of my natural flow of listening to my heart, and my head would take over. Or there would be moments where I would think it was my heart and it just wasn't. There was a distortion from a childhood event, and I was absolutely amazed to see that just clear cut right in front of me on my hand. A message came through as I was preparing for this reading and setting everything up. And it said, "It was in the palms of my hands all along. I simply never thought to look and see myself." That was the energy that I picked up from the collective that I'm being asked to bring forward, is seeing ourselves, seeing our own wisdom, understanding that it's okay to hold wisdom within that doesn't have to do with book knowledge. It doesn't have to do with intellect. It has to do with our intuition, our connection to our heart, our connection to spirit, our own inner truth and inner faith and inner light. Any point in time on this journey, it can be very difficult to find that. You can feel as though you have 1.5 million reasons not to trust yourself. And even though you may have even just 1 or 2 reasons to trust yourself, it's not enough. You could have 2 million reasons to trust yourself and 1.5 million reasons not to, and it still doesn't seem like enough. And so the headline on your hand is there to remind you. All you have to do is look down, to remind you that you do have deep wisdom within you. You are intuitive. You are creative. It has been written in the stars, in the planets, but it has been written on your physical being. This body, it is a canvas for us to commune with spirit, to commune with our higher selves, and to understand more, not just about the physical world, but about the spiritual world, about the journey that we all undergo, and about how to trust when we cannot see, feel, taste, or touch. How to trust our own inner knowing and inner wisdom. So I have 4 oracle cards here. They are designed by me. and they have channeled messages on the back. So they denote each pile. I'm going to give you guys a brief moment to look over the cards. Choose the one that calls out to you the most. If none of them do, then perhaps this isn't the right time for you. If multiple of them do, feel free to go to multiple piles. And I would encourage you all to practice sifting through the information and allowing your body to tell you whether it is right or wrong for you, whether it fits for you. Please do not try to make something fit within your life or your circumstances that is meant for someone else. Your journey matters, and it matters to me. So I encourage you to use discernment, please. So I will let you guys go ahead and look, and I will see you at your piles. Hello, pile 1. If you chose the first card, you chose checking the boxes. And the message on the back says, making yourself a to-do list and checking each box as you complete the items makes an overwhelming situation easier to handle. So I'm going to set this off to the side here. And when I was shuffling your cards and getting prepared for this, I started having all sorts of anxiety thoughts come into my mind. It was everything that I needed to do and everything that could possibly go wrong. And the thing that I noticed was there was nothing within that for what could or would go right. And I had to pause while I was shuffling your cards and ask Spirit, what's going on here? Why is all of this in my head all of a sudden? And I asked if this was about the collective, and that was a very firm confirmation that I got for it. So the card that kept popping out as I was shuffling was the Nine of Swords. And that is the card of anxiety, late nights, and inability to sleep properly. The things that worry you, that stress you out, can all get so big in your mind. And it can create this illusion that your mind doesn't know the right way to go. It doesn't know what is best for you. And that can happen when your mind and your heart aren't communicating with each other, when you're not communicating with yourself. That happens when there are stressors in life, whether they be money issues or, an argument with someone that you love. Even just a hiccup in something, just some unexpected situation suddenly popped up, and everything else is going fine, but that one situation just is overwhelming and overpowering, and all the inner wisdom that you have seems to get lost in the melee. This checking the boxes card, it can help you take what feels like a snowball situation. Everything is too big, everything is too fast, there are too many things, and limit it down. For me, I have ADHD, so I have this propensity to be able to see all of the mess in every room of my house at the same time. I can sit in one clean room and make a list a mile long of all the different things that need to be cleaned in each different room. Other people in my family don't see the same things that I do. This is why making the list helps, because now you don't have to see the whole of it. You can see each individual part. And when you are able to do that, then you can take a deep breath. You can get recentered and you can say, okay, this is the one that I want to do right now. This is the one that needs to be done immediately. And bring your anxiety down by giving yourself some structure. It's self-guidance when everything in life becomes just too big for you to handle. So let's take a look at your cards and get just a deeper look into the situation. So Spirit, can you please connect me for the headline of pile 1? We have the Ace of Swords. The Knight of Wands. This one really wanted to come out. And the Ten of Cups. Okay. And on the back of the deck, we have the Three of Wands. Okay. So, what I'm seeing here, I'm going to go ahead and let you look at that. There is a lot of, I know what I want, I've done what I want, I am expecting this to come in, I have this plan, I have this plan, I have this plan, I have this idea, all of this, there's a lot of inspiration and a lot of creativity, and now is the time, because you have gotten yourself to a point where you know where you want to go. And the thing that catches me every time I look at this Three of Wands is he is barefoot. In the Two of Wands, he's dressed very immaculately. And he comes off with this almost royal air to him. Someone who is very high up, very respected, very worldly. But in the Three of Wands, this is about you shifting from the focus on the physical, and now you have started incorporating a more natural approach, a more simplistic approach. And that is what you know you've done. You've done this. You've shifted into this. And so there's this level of impatience, and the more impatience that comes in, I wanted to say incurs. So there may be situations that are occurring or happening, playing out, unfolding, that is incurring a sense of impatience with you. And Spirit is saying, let's get your mind clear here. You know, the Ace of Swords can be seen as fast inspiration. It's very air energy. But what this feels like is Spirit is coming forward today, and especially your headline is coming forward today, and it's saying this is the state that you've been in for a very long time. And the reason why you still feel like you're stuck on this hilltop just waiting for what you know is meant to come in for you, waiting for what you know is right for you, is meant for you, is your path, is your destiny. The reason why you're still in this state of waiting is because there is some clearing that needs to be done. And so Spirit is coming forward today, and you have come here whenever it is that you find this reading. It doesn't matter if you find this reading the day I post it. You could find it 6 months later. Some of you may actually comment and say, I have not seen your channel. It came up and this reading ends up being a year old. that absolutely could be the case. That doesn't mean that it isn't right for your situation right now. Sometimes we're looking for clarity, but we're looking in the wrong places, at the wrong time, in the wrong manner. Sometimes spirit comes in and says, okay, this is your clarity. This is your clear cut. Let's move forward. But a lot of the time that comes from you actually clearing out the clutter of your mind. Now, I will always tell you, if you are trying to work, create anything, build anything, or just find a sense of inner peace and peace of mind, and your surroundings are cluttered, a really great way to help you initiate that mental clutter clearing is by clearing out your surroundings. And I will tell you that I do know how hard it is when you sit there and you look around and you see everything that needs to be done and you don't want to move. I do get that. In fact, my daughters actually switched bedrooms last night, and so both of their rooms are completely haphazard, and there's no structure and no organization, and they have all their stuff just kind of piled in piles because they wanted to do a crash flip-flop of bedrooms. And my oldest daughter, Haley, she said, I am looking at everything that I have to do, and I'm already exhausted. It makes me want to throw up. And I said, or you could look at it all and use it as drive, use it as your inspiration. And that is what this big message really is. I mean, it all flows together. So when you want to clear something out, when your mind is telling you all of these twisted things and you're seeing all of these wrong things, or when you're looking at a mess that seems bigger than you, that you know you have to clean up, but you're not really sure where to start, you start with a first step. Pick up the socks that are next to the bed and put them in the dirty clothes. Switch the laundry from the washer to the dryer. Rinse the dishes that are in the sink and stack them on the side. You don't have to do them, just rinse and stack. It is small steps. You don't have to be like, okay, now I got to rinse the dishes. Now I got to wash the dishes, rinse them again from the soap. Now put them to dry. Then I have to put them away, because now you're going 10 steps ahead and you're overwhelming yourself. And this applies to not just housework, but for me, I'm a writer. I'm an author. So I will sit there and I'll go, okay, I want to write this, and then I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to do this, and this is how I want it to go. And I can get myself too far forward. And when I do that, it becomes incredibly overwhelming, and it becomes almost impossible to move, because you get analysis paralysis and you can't function. When you are able to see all of that, what you do is you say, okay, if I want to paint professionally, for instance, I need supplies. What supplies do I need? Where can I get them? When can I go and get them? Do I need to order them? When will they be here? Okay, if you've done all of that, then wait until they get here. When they get here, then you say, okay, I have them. What colors do I want to work with? Instead of planning what picture or image or anything that you want to do, go step by step. When you're doing that, it really is a form of meditation. And it helps bring more inspiration in, because you're quieting that monkey mind. You're settling it down and you're saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what I'm going to do. For me, because of my ADHD, I have this tendency to not be able to sit still and meditate for a long time. What I will do instead is crochet. So with crocheting, you have to focus on getting the hook right, making sure you have the yarn pulled out of the skein, making sure that you have your count the right way and you do your count up the right way, and that way you're not starting to shift it to be wider on one side versus the other. So there are a lot of little factors. It's small details within doing something like crocheting that can settle the mind down, because you're focusing the mind on something outside of yourself that isn't, it doesn't have an inherent energy to it. What you're doing is you're infusing your energy into it. So coloring, drawing, just doodling, doing Sudoku, doing crossword or fill-in puzzles, or painting, even just singing and dancing, crocheting, knitting, these kind of things, they can be a form of meditation because they can help shut your brain down from all of the things that you perceive in your life that are going wrong. And it can help shift you into a state of calm and clear the mental clutter out. And then you want to clear the physical clutter because I feel better, so let me make sure that my surroundings feel as good as I feel, or vice versa. And then when you get into that state, now your mind is clear. Now your inspiration comes in hot and fast. And you know what you want. And you're able to touch this happiness, this joy. The 10 of Cups is arguably one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. I could be biased. I'm sure I am. I am a mom. And I am married. And the 10 of Pentacles is great because it's like generational wealth and all of that. But emotional fulfillment is something that you take with you when you leave this life. You take that into your soul. You experience it with your soul. There are very few things from this life that you take with you when you are gone, aside from your emotional fulfillment and the lessons that you have learned. And so this is really helping get you inspired to live in a more emotionally fulfilled way by giving you an opportunity to try things in a different way, to try to approach the world, your creativity, what you want to do, how you see yourself in a new way. Let's get some messages from the Divine Feminine Oracle. I absolutely love this deck. It is just, it's so profound. And I know I'm not reading the book to you guys today. I actually genuinely considered it. But I would encourage you guys, if you look at these cards and there's something that strikes you, go get a deck. If you can right now, put it in your wish list. Make it one of your boxes, and let the Divine Feminine speak to you. There's something about you allowing for the Divine Feminine to come in and speak to you that will help inspire your Divine Masculine go energy. And so the first card we have is Yeshi Sogal. I'm sure I'm butchering that, but it's Lady of the Lotus Born. And it says, embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. If you skipped the intro, I would suggest you go back. But this is what I spoke about in the intro. Your body is designed to be your intuition, to tell you, to guide you, to lead you. There are so many different ways that our bodies speak to us. Whether it be, I was talking to a couple of friends yesterday about spiritual alarm systems, ways that projectors in human design need to process certain things. And as they're processing certain things and decisions, like bringing a new person into their life, they're actually tapping into that person's energy and feeling it out. And they just need time to work through that to know whether that person is right for them. Some people who are more attuned tend to get very sick. For me, if I'm in the wrong place or around the wrong people doing the wrong things, or it just is a situation that is not right for me, not necessarily that that the situation or the people are wrong per se, but it doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't match with me. It isn't something that I should be doing. I will get very sick. Like, I will get like this clenched knot in my solar plexus to the point where I'll wrap my arms around my midsection because it's actually physically painful. And so your body will tell you what it is that you need to do, what it is that it needs from you. That's where that worry comes from, but it's coming from a place of, please listen to me, let me show you. And then you become the embodiment of this joy and this bliss. You become what you wish to be in the world, and you stop waiting for things to come to you, and you start being the things that you have coming to you because you already have them, so you already are that version of yourself. And then we have my Bago, the warrior saint. I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. And see, this is, excuse me, this is what I was talking about with that 3 of Wands. The more that you devote yourself to what it is that is right for you, to using the wisdom that is coming from your heart to move forward in your life, just trust that you will have the resources, trust that you will have the support coming into you, because they are coming into you. And allow yourself to fully embody this loving energy, this loving warrior. Not everything has to be a battle, but this is more to me you're going to battle, or you're a warrior of love for yourself, for clearing your mind so that your inspiration can help inspire the world and will bring more emotional fulfillment, not just to yourself, but to others. But it will bring it for you. You're not meant to live a life in which you make everybody else happy, but you don't feel happy. That isn't a life that I believe you're meant to live. And it may be hard to see that at times, and I'm not negating any kind of emotional turmoil that you may be going through. But I feel very strongly as though there's a sense of losing hope. And what you can do in those moments is remember who you are at your core. And that is what I talked about again in the introduction. Sometimes we can forget. Look down at your hand. Look at the lines on your hand. They tell a story. What story is it telling you? Don't ask anybody else for an opinion, but what story is it telling you? Is it telling you of stress and strain? Does it show you love and happiness? Are there scars from things that have happened on your hand? I know I have one on mine because I was fighting with a boy when I was a teenager, and I quite stupidly forgot that I needed to unplug my chopping machine that I was using before using it, and I tried to remove it and turned it on accidentally, and I took a chunk out of my hand right here, and they had to sew back a chunk of my hand. So, but every time I look at that, I think about that day and what a frivolous argument it was, and how caught up I got in the emotions of something that just was not that important. And I kind of laugh at how naive I was, and that's okay. It's okay to do that. Your body tells you the story of the things that have hurt you, but the things that have brought you joy, the things that have brought you enlightenment, and the things that have helped you realize that you are a warrior of love. So we have geomancy and patience. Some of you may really, really love numerology. It looks almost like Yahtzee, like dice, but I don't necessarily know a lot about geomancy, but I'm getting more about numerology for you. And that may help you a lot. maybe look up what your soul urge number is and go from there. That may help you understand why there's this inner push where you're being asked to be patient, or you have been very patient and you're not really sure why you feel like you do. And I feel strongly, like I'm looking at this patience card and I can see the sand sifting down, and it's like the hourglass has already been shifted. It's the sands are already running down, but you're not running out of time. It means your time is coming. You know, you flipped, when an hourglass runs out, you flip it back over and you let it run back down. And it's like at some point in the past you had flipped it because you were ready to start something new. And when you flipped it, you went into the state of growth and waiting. And it's coming in. There's a little bit left, but clearing out the clutter, clearing out the mental clutter, clearing out the physical clutter, getting yourself a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more organized will help you get on that track. And so we've got Ogam nature. Some of you as well may have Celtic heritage, Druid. You may be pulled to Druids or to paganism, just kind of Celtic lore. But this Ogam nature is really what I was talking about with the Three of Wands. Getting to a more natural state, grounding, getting your bare feet on the ground. I know we're moving into spring where I'm at because I'm in the northern hemisphere. And that likely could do wonders for you with being okay with the pause. Being okay with knowing that it's coming for you and waiting. And so we've got dreams, incubation. I love this. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. First of all, we're going to talk about the ancient Egyptian overlay here. So, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England, Egypt, Jordan, Libya. I'm hearing the Baltic Sea. Some of these places may either call to you. You may have recently watched a documentary on them. They may be past lives that you've had. And that's just secondary information that's coming in from these cards. These cards always kind of trigger a lot of that stuff for me because they are the divination of the ancients. So they kind of run the gamut of let's just dump everything in. But like I said, what I was getting this feeling of is these late nights, that, you know, that Nine of Swords energy, not being able to sleep, and having really weird dreams. You may have dreams where you can't quite make heads or tails of them, and you remember it, but it's kind of fuzzy and vague. But what this is telling me is your patience and getting back to a more natural state, and the more and more you do that, helps all those manifestations that are in that incubation state. It's being in that void state. It's waiting for the energy relay delay that I have talked about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when you do a manifestation, they say that you enter the void space and you have to wait for that manifestation to come to you, and everything needs to shift around. I think of it like a boomerang. I just simplified the concept for you. It's a boomerang. You have a boomerang, you write your intention on it, you throw it out to the universe. Now the universe has to have that boomerang travel through everything that needs to be shifted and changed in order for it to come back to you. And it will always come back to you. It is meant to. It's like birds fly south for the winter, but they always come back. They always come back north. I live in North Dakota. I see the geese fly down and fly back every year. The boomerang will come back. Your manifestations are coming in. You just need to be patient and allow yourself the time to be still like the Ogam tree. Be firm like an oak tree. Get rooted, get grounded, get back to your nature, who you are, your natural state. because it's in this incubation phase. And this is why I said I absolutely love this, because directly after this card came the shooting star and confirmation. And this is literally Spirit coming in and saying, this is your confirmation. And when you are starting to feel those doubts and those anxieties and those worries and that overwhelm coming in, look down at the palm of your hand and know that you have carried the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding and the gifts and the talents and the abilities to bring in what it is that you're trying to, whatever it is. It's going to be different for everybody, but whatever it is, you have had all of it, and you still have all of it right in the palm of your hands the entire time. Pile number 1, this is what I am seeing for you. I am really curious to find out what it is you've been working on, what it is that you sent out to the universe. Like, what is your boomerang? What is coming back? I want to know. I'm curious. If you're willing to tell me and, the world, let me know in the comment section. I am so curious. I'm like a cat. I want to say thank you so much, Pile 1, for being here. Thank you for agreeing to come into this world and into your life, because I can see how amazing you are. And anyone who gets this Warrior of Love card absolutely has gone through the mill. But I can see such beautiful energy emanating from you and a beautiful, hopeful future. And it feels very strongly like Spirit is saying, just stay the course. You are right. You're not wrong. It's okay. You have the wisdom within and you know what you're doing. Keep going. It is okay. You're amazing. So thank you so much. And thank you to Spirit and my spirit guides for helping facilitate this connection, bringing forth these messages to help the collective. I am always ever so appreciative that I can be here in this position with you all. I did want to mention I do have 2 books that I have published. One of them is Chemistry with Kismet, Journeying into the Self to Heal the Mind. Those steps that are within that book could really help you out with figuring out what it is that is the root cause of some of these thoughts and pulling up those thoughts from the root so that you are able to properly tend to the garden of your inner world. And the other one is And What If? Concepts Challenging the Norm, which gives you different perspectives on things and, challenges for you to do for yourself. It really asks you to become interactive. I also have a course if you are struggling with anything more and you want to do some personal growth. I do have a course available on Mastermind. It is called Breaking Boundaries, Finding Freedom. And there is a link in the description box with a code for 50% off. There will be links for both books down in the description box as well. And there are also links to donate to my channel if you are so inclined. Pile 1. If this video resonated, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Please feel free to share my video out on social media, with your friends, with your family. The more that these messages spread into the collective, the more light and love we're sharing, the more truth, the more honesty, and the more of spirit. That's the most important. The more we get spirit out into the world for others. So I want to say thank you one more time. I hope to see you guys at my next reading. I love you all. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. If you chose the second card, you chose the emotional journaling card. And the message on the back says, some moments are too great to remain within our minds. Get a journal. Purge these emotions. Write your experience. Put it into a book. This is your calling to let your emotions have a voice and give your mind a break. As I was sitting here preparing for your reading, the number one thing I started feeling is very tired. Very tired, and forgive me. I've been doing that. I've been yawning since since connecting to your energy. What I said in the introduction about our physical body being a means of us learning about ourselves. Our physical body will talk to us, will teach us. We have to learn the manner in which it speaks. So for me, my physical body is telling me that this pile is tired. But I don't mean tired like sleepy tired. I mean, you are so tired that there is this crushing weight on your chest, as though the world is pressing down on you and you cannot take a deep breath. And the more shallow your breathing is, the more your mind races. And as your mind races, it's as though there was this tumble down effect and your mind kept going and going and going and going. And as it was doing that, you'd have all of these emotions come up from the thoughts that you were having, but you're not allowing yourself to fully feel those emotions. It's almost as if there's a brick wall that I'm seeing. There's this brick wall, and you're staring at it, and you've got a sledgehammer in your hand, and you know that the right thing to do is to take the sledgehammer to the brick wall. You know it's the right thing to do. You know it would help you. But your arms are so heavy that you can't lift that sledgehammer. And behind that wall is your emotions. The good, the bad, the ugly, but also the absolute beautiful, the most uplifting, everything. I'm seeing this just, it's like there's this tiny little cloud, like a tiny little rain cloud, and right behind it is every color we can't describe. Everything imaginable. But all you can see is the wall, and all you can feel is the cloud. And you don't want to feel the cloud. You don't want to deal with the cloud. And so you keep this wall up, and you keep going over and over in your mind. My arms are so tired. I can't break this down. It's as though you've been fighting for so long that you don't know how to keep fighting. And you may not be naturally inclined to journaling, but it may still be something that helps you. Put a pen to a piece of paper, even if it's not journaling words. Put images, pictures. You don't have to be an artist or a sketcher or a drawer to do this. Just let the pencil or pen guide you. Let yourself be guided, because it's not a sledgehammer that you have to take to the wall. It's something as simple as a pen. And even though it seems as though you're standing in front of a wall, when you pick up the pen, it turns into a door. And that door, you don't even need a key. It doesn't have a knob. It just kind of melts away. Almost as though it was all illusionary anyway. It just kind of melts away. And you're able to see and feel and experience everything again to the fullest extent. But it's taking that first action step, that picking up the pen and saying, okay, I can't hold this all in within me anymore. I can't carry this anymore. I can't keep being this person out in the outside world that everybody thinks I am while my inside world is in turmoil. And you don't need to present a face to the outside world. It's not necessary to do that. You just need to allow yourself to be you, because the world is ready for that. The world is ready to see you. Let's get a few cards and messages to get a little bit more clarity. Spirit, can you please give me clarity? Wow, all three of them right away. Okay. You guys, you guys have been waiting for this for a very long time. You have been waiting for something that I'm hearing truly resonated or deeply impacted. You've been waiting for somebody who understands, who gets it. And I feel like you guys are taking everything, like I say all the time, I'm taking everything with a grain of salt. I feel like you're taking everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. And there's this Knight of Swords on the back. So this tells me that you really have been waiting for a message. You've been waiting for something to change. But the messages that you're actually looking for are contained within you already. So let's take a look and see what Spirit wants you to know. Oh, you only got 2 cards, Spirit. Nope, just 2 for you guys. Okay, so we have the Strength card. Oh, I love that. And the Ten of Swords. Oh, my pile twos. Okay. This Strength card with this Ten of Swords shows me exactly what that brick wall was. This is, I had the utmost faith, whether it be in yourself, in a situation, in a person, in love, in life, in something. Just you put everything into it. You put your all into it. And you don't fully see what this transition is, it really is for you, because you're focusing on this, and what Spirit wants you to focus on is, look at the strength that you had. You're still here, you're still breathing, you're still taking air into your lungs. That in and of itself requires a feat of strength for what you have gone through recently. That requires a feat of strength of a magnitude that many do not have. And you don't see that within yourself because it's normal, it's natural, it's how you are, it's how you've always been. But it is wondrous to behold. For someone like me, for someone like the rest of the world, the people around you, you don't understand how in awe they are of you. And your mind is telling you something completely different. But this tells me that you are coming to the end of the phase. The Ten of Swords, and I'm sure, I am absolutely certain, because I quite literally just got hit with a shut up kind of thing, but not in like a, you know, the teenager style that we used to do when back in the 2000s and 90s, where it's like, oh, shut up. No, this was literally like you wanted me to just shut my mouth about an end of a cycle, which I get, because you don't want to hear about the end of a cycle, and I can't give you a time frame on it. So what's the point, right? The point here is that you've heard this before, you've felt it, and you've held on to faith, and you've held on to strength, and now you're at the end of it, and you feel as though it's never going to end. That is always how it feels. That is always how it feels, especially the Ten of Swords energy. You have been beaten down into the depths. Everything and everyone that you thought was going to be there wasn't. It just wasn't. The Ten of Swords is the one card that I can't always say is your own mentality, because the hand symbol he's making right here is the same as the Hierophant, the Pope, the teacher, the leader. He's literally calling out in death to the angels, to Spirit. That level of faith is amazing. It's astounding. It is awe-inspiring, and not many people have it. I can't convince you. I will not be able to convince you myself of how amazing you really are, how strong you really are, how truly blessed and gifted you really are. And I know that you aren't going to be able to convince yourself of it right now either. And I'm not going to tell you the bullshit about, say, affirmations, it's going to magically shift anything. No, this is about you facing head on the lion that you have within you. This is you facing head on that beast that is roaring and saying, I love you and I'm going to temper you, because you know that what happened to you from the outside world was not deserved. It was not your fault and you did not deserve it. And I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4 on my clock. That may have significance for some of you, but what that to me is, if you look, it is rapid, constant change and progression. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is moving through the cycle. And that is the maximum number that you can have on a clock. So that is start to finish. If there was any other confirmation, I don't know. I don't know why that one would be the most important to you, but it feels as though it is. This cycle of betrayal and defeat and all of it, it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. You're in this Ten of Swords energy. This emotional journaling, you purging out all of this, it will shift your energy. People talk about raising your vibrations, and you've got to do this and you've got to do that. You've got to meditate and you've got to eat right and you've got to do this. The first thing that you have to do is take care of you. I'm not going to tell you to go do yoga. I'm not going to tell you to go meditate. I'm going to tell you to take care of your mind, take care of your heart, take care of your body. First and foremost, get these swords out of your back. You can take them out of your back. You're not Caesar. I promise. You're not Caesar. Take them out of your back. And the way that you do that is by breaking down that wall. And it's not even breaking it down. I'm getting such temperance energy. It's transmuting. It's 100% transmuting. It's you taking all of these swords and you're going to turn it into gold. You're going to transform it. So what message that you have from the Divine Feminine Oracle is Queen Esther, the Morning Star. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I've never seen this card. I've had this deck for 1.5 years. It's one of my favorites, but I've never seen this card. So you are absolutely as bright and as rare and as valuable as the morning star itself actually is. And the morning star is Venus. For half the year, Venus is the morning star. Half the year, she's the evening star. You may be a Venus-dominated person. You may be a Libra. You may be a Taurus. You may have a lot of placements in your 7th, your 2nd house. You may be an air sign. You may have a grand air trine, however you want to say it. But look at your Venus. Do you have Venus in Pisces? Venus in Pisces in like the end of Pisces where it's heading kind of towards Aries. Retrograded. No. There's a... Okay, that's weird. Venus towards the end of Pisces and Mars possibly retrograded in your chart, but not necessarily in Pisces, but Mars retrograded. There's something about your Venus and Mars, but there's something about Piscean energy. So it might be the 12th house as well. It could be the 12th house. Or the 8th house. That and the 10th. But I mean, that's just kind of me using the numbers. And so I don't want to have you be like, well, she's just reading the cards. I did pick up 10, but I kind of discounted it. But that's just my own, like, I'm making sure that my ego isn't coming in because I'm a Taurus. My Taurus is in my 10th house. But some of you may have a Venus-dominated sign in your 10th house. That would be Libra or Taurus. But Venus is the morning star, which means that Venus heralds the dawn. When she's in the morning star, she heralds the dawn. That means she heralds the light coming out after the darkest night you have had. After the hardest trials and the hardest tribulations and the hardest temptations that you have withheld and up and stood up for who you are, where you have come back to spirit and come back to your angels time and time and time and time and time again. You're the morning star. What are your values and how do you value yourself? That's what Venus wants you to ask. And she wants you to tap into her energy deeply because she has something to teach you. And it says, my ego is in service of my soul and I trust my soul's divine timing. I'm sorry. Please don't shoot the messenger. As soon as I read divine timing, and we'll talk about it, I immediately felt like, and almost panicked, like, you guys already told me to shut up, and almost panicked notion. Next we have Fatima, the mother of Imams, and it says, love is my lineage and gratitude is my religion. Lalita, the red goddess, playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. Yes, you will. There was at least one of you when I read that just thought, I'll never laugh like I used to. Yes, you will. You will laugh more than that. You will laugh deeper. You will laugh and you will smile in a way that it hits your eyes and your soul shines from it. And trigger warning, someone in this pile lost a spouse, a partner, a loved one recently, is what I'm hearing, recently. And you are in this 10 of Swords energy because you don't feel like you're ever going to be happy again. And you will. You absolutely will. You will laugh. You will love. You will find joy. You will find peace. You will let go. You will. There is someone's spouse here, masculine energy, older, and he's saying you will. Do not give up on yourself. And then there's kind of this energy like, would you have given up on me? Then don't give up on you, because I've said this to you a million times. I don't know who that message was for, but please, if it resonates, take it and hold that in your heart. You needed to hear that, and thank you for letting me bring that forward. Finally, we have Mary Magdalene, the apostle to the apostles. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. Okay. First of all, let's talk about divine timing. There is a time for everything. Life, death, rebirth, joy, happiness, sorrow, pain, anguish. There's a time for it all. When you are waiting for something, when you're waiting for a change, or when you have hit the point where enough is enough and you can't take this any longer and you don't know how to keep going forward, it's in that you genuinely have to trust that there is a time coming for you for a change to occur. I talk about it in terms of manifestation, but this is genuinely any change that you make. You initiate one step forward into a change, and there is an energetic ripple effect. And what you're really doing is a part of you, a big part of you, your soul, your essence, is writing this is the new change on a boomerang. And you throw that boomerang out to the universe. And you let the universe take it and move it around wherever it needs to go, because it needs to come back to you. So I was actually doing astronomical studies last night, and I was looking at the comet, I think it's the Shoelace-Levy 9 comet from 1994 that impacted Jupiter. And that comet had that boomerang pattern. So if you want to Google it, go for it. But it was orbiting Jupiter and it got too close to Earth, and then it came back and like flung at Jupiter, almost like Jupiter was like, no, I don't want you to hurt Earth. We're going to pull you in. Okay? Spirit doesn't want you to get hurt. So when you are feeling in this energy, even you are like a boomerang. You're going to be traveling around looking. And as soon as you get to a point where you're just about to get hurt again, you're going to be sucked exactly where you need to be to get this message. And so right here, right now, it is okay. You know what? It's okay if you want to say, I don't feel grateful right now. I don't feel grateful right now. Say that. Say that. Acknowledge that. Give your emotions a voice. That is what they are here. That is what they want. I just saw 22:55 on my clock, but that is what they want. Let yourself get all of that out, because what you're going to see, what I'm actually seeing in my clairvoyance, what I'm seeing is somebody sitting there and just so angrily, I'm seeing multiple things. There's somebody who's just like sketching incessantly, just all these dark images. But over time, the images change and they start lightening and the details become clearer. And it's like you're channeling all the emotions into this sketch. And then it just keeps changing, almost like a comic would change over time. But it's just different sketches. And when you go back and you look, you'll see this is where I was in my dark period. And this is how it came out. And it was so distorted and cloudy. And now look at how clear, look at how beautiful, look at how brilliant this is, because you're clearing all of that out. You're getting all your emotions out in the way that is right for you. Some of you may end up journaling incessantly, and I've been there. I've poured so much stuff out, page after page after page after page, until I realized that my writing was changing randomly in places. And I went back and I read, and I realized that I was getting messages through my own writing, from my soul, from my heart, from my crossed over loved ones, from spirit, from my guides, from my angels, from my archangels. I was getting messages left and right. My handwriting would change repeatedly. You are a bridge between heaven and earth, which means that you have the capability of communing with spirit on a regular basis, on a daily basis. And the only reason why you can't feel that right now, you can't feel that happiness, is it's not just about the life experiences, but it's because you have all these trapped emotions in you, and trapped emotions become this clouded nature. You know, Pluto, as Pluto traverses its orbit around the sun, it will spend time with the poles as they are, you know, the north and south poles as they are. But because Pluto goes so far away from the sun, the poles develop heavy ice, but the equator thins. So in the middle, it gets really thinned out, but it gets top and bottom heavy. So it is very much like an imbalance in chakras. And when Pluto gets closer to the sun, it actually changes its axis completely, so that the poles will be at the equator and the equator will shift to the poles. That way, those ice caps can be dispersed and the thin atmosphere can thicken. And so it's about shifting the energy, focusing the energy in your stronger areas and the weaker areas, shifting that energy back and forth so that it can reach an equilibrium again. And when you do that, you come to this understanding that it's okay to be both. It's okay to have both light and dark. It's okay to feel sad and happy at the same time. It's okay to cry, and it's okay to dance, and it's okay to laugh, and it's okay. And you are safe to do that. It's okay to get into a new relationship. It's okay to move where you want to move. It's okay to undergo whatever change you want to do in your life. It's okay to do that, because when you allow yourself to feel it all and to be who you are and what you are meant to be, you won't feel that exhaustion anymore. You won't feel tired anymore. You will feel that gratitude finally. You will be able to play and laugh and dance with butterflies. It's like you need to remember that Yes, on one side, you are this soft, divine, feminine, beautiful person. And on this other side, you are this firm bringer of the light. You have this strong, masculine energy, and I'm going to be this in the world, and I'm going to be this strong, but it's okay to be soft as well. It's okay to be both. It's okay to be all that you need for you. It is okay to feel what you need to feel. And we have I Ching and change and phrenology with certainty. And then we have hydromancy and illusion. And then aura and observation. And I wasn't going to use the back of the deck. I didn't with the first pile, and I didn't plan to here, but I did with this, because you're going to stick yourself on the hydromancy illusion and go, well, it's all just an illusion anyway. Why am I even bothering? The illusion is in you saying, I won't ever. You are saying, I won't ever. Change is an absolute certainty in the world. Change is an absolute certainty. However, clouded emotions can take away any kind of certainty. It can create illusions. Just like I said, there was the brick wall, and then it turned into a door, and then the door just disappeared. You didn't even need a handle. It's the illusion of it being there, the illusion of it being too hard, the illusion of you not being enough, the illusion of you not being capable and not being worthy and not being loved and not being worthy of moving on, not being, and just so many not being. You can change your illusions of not, never, can't, won't into an absolute certainty of, I have this strength. I have this truth. I have this knowing, no matter what. When you change the illusion into certainty, that is when you start observing everything around you in a completely different way. You're actually able to see all of the situations and all of the events that you have ever been through in a completely different way. I feel like you think that there's a group of you, that there's actually a large group of you that feel as though your spiritual gifts are illusionary. Like it's just smoke and mirrors. That's not the case. You're literally a walking, talking human bridge. You're both human and divine. You are both masculine and feminine. You are both very logical, and you're a medium, and you're clairvoyant, and you're clairaudient, and you're clairsentient, and you're an automatic writer, and you're a psychic, and it's okay. It's okay to be both. It's okay. Be both. Feel it all, experience it all, be all. I'm both a psychic, reader, and an author. That's what I am. I am both. Neither one of them necessarily have to correlate to the other one, but both of them are a part of who I am. Why would you choose to believe the illusion that you can't have it all, that you can't be all that you want to be? Because society says no, because somebody else in your life says no. Change the way that you view yourself. Change the illusion into a certainty. Change whatever it is that you're seeing as this is bullshit, and take it and say, you know what? Fine. This is who I am. This is how I'm going to be, and I am going to be certain. Stop telling yourself that this cycle will never end. Once you go into a state of certainty that absolutely I'm at the end of this cycle, you're signaling to the universe that you're ready for change, that you're ready to change the illusion. Absolutely 100%. Some of you may start seeing auras randomly. Don't be alarmed if somebody just randomly has like a light flare around them. It's nothing to be worried about. They are not spontaneously combusting. You're just opening to more gifts. Pile number 2. For some of you, it's going to take a little bit more time because of the sense of loss that I picked up and the spirit that came through. For you, I want you to know there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is hope. And if you would like to speak to me more, you can contact me. My contact information is located in the description box below. I do healing sessions, but I also do mediumship sessions. And I would be happy to have a session with you. Otherwise, for the rest of you, please trust yourself enough to change the illusion that nothing will ever change. Because change is a constant. Change is a certainty. It just is a certainty in life. So is your wisdom. All of this is contained within your hand. Thank you guys so much for how awesome you are, how amazing you are. Thank you so much for being here. I just saw 3322 and of course 3333. I just didn't mention 3322 when I had looked at the clock. So you guys are definitely my repeating angel numbers. My, you know, this is an absolute definite like confirmation for you. Things are progressing. It is okay. Take that certainty to the bank. As long as you take that certainty from within yourself and not from my words. Take that certainty from within yourself. You are the one that has to break yourself out of the illusion. I cannot. Just you. And you have the strength to do that. So thank you so much for being here. I do want to mention that I do have 2 books out. Chemistry with Kismet, which is about my journey to overcoming mental health, as well as the steps that I developed in order to help others learn how to pull up the root of the negativity that are within them and move forward with a clear, clean, healthy internal garden within their heart, as well as And What If Concepts Challenging the Norm, which is just a spiritual perspective shift, a life perspective shift with different challenges. I have a course if you are feeling limited. Check it out. It's Breaking Boundaries, Finding Freedom. The link is down in the description box, and there is a code for 50% off for anybody who takes that code and uses it for my course from this channel. And finally, if you would like to donate to my channel, I would be ever so grateful. There are links down in the description box. So I want to say thank you so much to you guys. I know it's hard, but you guys really are the light bringers. You are the morning stars. You are here to have fun, to play, to be loved, to be light. Not in the toxic positivity way. Please trust me, it's not in that way. You're here to be the genuine one, the real one. The one that will not peddle illusions, but will bring certainty. And you are needed. So needed. You are so needed in this world. So thank you so much. Thank you to Spirit and to my spirit guides for facilitating this connection, for helping me to see and hear and share these messages with pile number 2 and the collective. I am ever so grateful. Pile 2, if this resonated, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And feel free to share this out. The more people that get these messages, the more people can be helped by these messages from Spirit. And I am always ever so grateful for my messages getting out there. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all. I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile 3. If you chose the 3rd card, you chose this Wash It All Away card. And on the back it says, there are times in life when even taking a shower hurts or is too much to bear. Let the waters in now. Allow them to wash over you, through you, and around you. As your worries wash away, a new you emerges. When we get into a state of mind that is focused on everyone else, everything else, And the weight of all of that starts coming down on our shoulders. A lot of the times when these things happen, we can find that it is the most basic of things in life that we struggle with. Maybe you're someone who absolutely loves to take showers, and so the concept of a shower being too painful leaves you kind of questioning it. I heard flabbergasted. But what I'm hearing is it's the same as combing your hair, brushing your teeth, changing clothes, making the bed, doing small things that usually you don't think twice about. You just get up and do it, almost as if you are on autopilot to take care of yourself, to take care of your surroundings, to nurture the things and the people that you love, including yourself. And it's almost as if what I'm seeing is these big flashing warning signs. You get up one morning and everything will seem normal, but you'll miss one small thing that you normally do, like combing your hair. You will just toss it in a ponytail or get it wet and shake it out. I'm seeing both aspects of it. But normally that's not how you would go about it. You skip a meal and you don't think about it. You normally would drink a lot of water and you find yourself not supplementing with coffee or Coke or juice or milk or just any other liquid, but your body is asking for water. It's small things that build up over time that you don't realize are building up until it's like this explosion of understanding that you have been in this state of depression, essentially. And I'm not a medical professional. If you are in this state, please don't hesitate to go and ask for help. And that's not me telling you to get a therapist. I know for me, that is actually a trigger for me when someone tells me that, because of my past, my childhood. And so what I'm saying is, if you feel like the world is too much, if you feel like your life is too much, if you feel like you can't do the things that you normally would do because it's too much for you right now, it's okay to ask for help. There's nothing to be ashamed of in that at all. The Wash It All Away card speaks to the true cleansing nature of water. Sometimes we take for granted something that we're so used to in our lives. And what I'm hearing is to suggest something that I do. When I get in the shower, when I know that my energy isn't right, or I've taken a plunge into a dark night of the soul, this is something that I struggle with. And I will get in the shower and I will set the intention for cleansing and clearing of my physical, emotional, and energetic bodies. I will set that intention that the water wash it away. I will set the intention for my auric field to be restored and for my energy to be rejuvenated. And when I set that intention, I get into the shower, and I think it's because I simply expect that it's going to work, because it always does, that I don't think twice about it. I set the intention and then I focus on the shower. I focus on the smell of my shampoo and conditioner, the smell of my body wash, the way that the water flows over and rinses me off, and the way that it feels like being underneath a waterfall. And it's in those moments that you're communing with spirit, but you're also connecting with the element of water. And water and fire both are, fire is a very purification, it's all about purification, burning things away. And water is the cleansing, nurturing recovery afterwards. A hot shower combines these two elements in harmony, and then it rushes it all over your body. And it also touches your energy field. So when you go into that shower, you actually say, this is what I intend for this to do. And then just let yourself be in that moment, in that exact moment. And it can be difficult, but I think one of the biggest themes that I've seen throughout all of this is anything difficult, especially when you're not hearing your own inner wisdom completely, anything difficult only takes one small step. When you see a challenge, you see an obstacle, you see a blockage, you see something, you recognize it, that's your one small step. That's your first step in that moment. When you see it, when you 100% in your conscious awareness say, this is a problem, I am acknowledging it. That's all you need to do. Now you have set into motion that you're acknowledging this as an issue. Now you start seeing the ways that you can do small steps forward to change. And when you do that, there are things that you won't realize are washed away from you in those moments. Some of you need to let yourself cry. Let yourself have your emotions. Don't downplay them. Don't feel like you are being too much or over exaggerating. Sit down and let the tears flow. If you feel like you can't do that around other people, that's okay. Ask Spirit for a safe space. Say, Spirit, my spirit guides, please provide me a protection and space for me to feel safe and secure so I may feel my emotions fully. And I promise you, and I don't make promises I can't keep, I promise you right now, you will have that. All you have to do is believe it. Believe that you're worthy of having it. Okay, so let's find out what Spirit wants you to see. First of all, we have the Empress, which is beautiful and wonderful, and I love it. The Empress is all about fertility. It's creativity. It's building something. It's nurturing something. This is about you nurturing yourself first, but it also is about knowing that you have a crown on your head. You sit on a throne, that you know what your values are. And even in these moments when it gets really hard to see that, it's about seeing you as valuable. And sometimes, especially if you're an empath, and I feel very strongly this is my empath pile, my psychics, my intuitives, you may have prominent water placements in your chart or prominent placements in your water houses. You may have Venus in a water sign. But for those of us who are emotionally led, we are designed, essentially, energetically designed to lead from our hearts first and foremost. We are designed that way, and if we don't know how to differentiate or discern or decipher the difference between what our head is telling us and what our heart is calling us to understand, we won't be able to see the true nature of who we are. And as I'm looking at this Empress card, you can see the Empress isn't often seen as a psychic card, but this makes me feel very much like she knows things that others don't. There's this river in the background, and she's deeply connected to Earth. So to me, what this is saying is it's about balancing out the polarities of the physical, the logical, and the emotional. And when you bring those into balance and you understand those two are harmonious with each other, even astrologically, if you think about the astrological chart, they're actually oppositional to each other, but oppositions are yin-yang energy. They are each other's opposite. They are each other's missing piece. When you realize that you have all the missing pieces within yourself, that you are whole within yourself, then the way that the outside world impacts you won't be as great, and you'll be able to recognize these big flashing warning signs in the early stages before it gets to the point where there's fear or anxiety or hesitancy or resistance to doing the things that are the basic things that you need to do to take care of yourself, but also the things that you love, just small things that you love. Reading a book, listening to music. It can get difficult at times, but if you remember to ground yourself and let your emotions flow through you, you come back to this understanding that you are this Empress energy, that you can create whatever you want to create your life to be, because you are very, very fertile. You're in your planting season, but because this Empress energy is being infused in everything, your planting season has a harvest attached to it. Your harvest season has a planting attached to it. It's this symbiotic Ouroboros, never-ending, infinite time, and you have to trust that you are an unending source of creativity in any way and every way that looks in your life. Let's take a look at your cards and find out more about the situation. So we have the Six of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Okay. The Six of Cups, when I'm looking at the Six of Cups, there are two different aspects that always catch me on this card. There is this beautiful, whimsical, giving kindness with this little boy or girl giving another little girl or boy this cup with flowers in it. And it speaks about remembering. But at the same time, there's this man who's walking away, almost as though it's a place he doesn't belong anymore, and he has to leave it behind. And this is usually not a card of leaving things behind, but to me, it's about this. There's a lot of duality that I feel with you. This sense of, well, I'm too old to do this, or my time is over for that, or I don't belong here because I'm not. All of these reasons and explanations or pushback that you give for a situation that you want to be a part of, but you choose to walk away from it. And there's this sense of loss. But it's not, it's hard to explain. Spirit, can you help me? You heard the word dejection. Ejection. Okay. It's like you feel kicked out of the cool kids club, but it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. This goes back further in your life, most of you to childhood, where you just felt out of place, out of place and you wanted to have somebody give you that cup, give you that flower, give you that peace, give you that boon. You wanted that, and it just never showed up. And what that did was it made you feel like the world is this firm, tough figure that you can't approach. As though you're unworthy to be the Empress or the King of Pentacles. You're not worthy of being this because all you've known is this dejection. All you've known is you have to walk away because this isn't where you belong. This isn't where you fit. This isn't right for you. And it feels like Spirit is coming in and asking you to take a chance, take a risk, take a step forward and trust that if you ask for help and ask for it to be washed away, it will be washed away from you, because it is time for you to let this go. It's time for you to realize that this world is infinitely abundant. Everything in this world is created and was created as a tool for your use. Other people are never tools for our use, but the things in the physical world, even down to the sand on the beach, has a purpose here. And it serves its purpose when we utilize those things. If we reject that, if we say that there's this hostility between me and the world, or me and this thing, or me and that thing, what we're doing is we are not just depriving ourselves of living fully and experiencing what we're here to experience, we're also depriving all these things and people that we would come across and that we would come into contact with and that we would utilize for this, of serving their purpose in their life. Sometimes we get caught up in what happened to us to the point that we get too scared to try again. We get too scared to make that first move. And there is something... The Knight of Swords is a very a very fast-paced card. I mean, you can see how blurry it is as the horse is racing. But he almost looks terrified. Almost looks terrified as he raises his sword, and so does the horse. There's something that you feel like what I'm picking up is you think that you overstepped. You think that you spoke too soon. You think that you did the wrong thing, or you headed the wrong direction. And in reality, there's a time and a place for you to speak out about the things that happened, the things that you need to get off your chest in whatever way, in whatever shape or form that comes in. And it's okay to bring those messages forward to the world. It's okay to share your voice with the world. And if you are feeling like, I'm going to freak out, or I have to say this, or anything like that, it's okay to slow down, but don't slow down out of a state of fear. Remember that fear creates illusions. Love creates reality. So if you're moving in a Knight of Swords energy, you're ready to take on the next role. You're ready to take on the world. You are ready to come forward and say, this is who I am, and this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to do. You are ready. There is no reason that fear can give you that will negate the love of what you have in your heart and the message that you have to share with the world. Let's get some messages from the Divine Feminine Oracle. Got quite a few for you guys. Okay, first thing on the back of the deck is Lakshmi, and she's the goddess of abundance. And I haven't been using the back of the deck energy Except that I told you that this is a huge clinch factor. Lakshmi is very much the Empress. She is very much the Empress. And like I said with the King of Pentacles, this world is amply abundant. We literally, I just learned this yesterday, but we literally live in a double bubble out in space, and the second bubble is considered a void space, which means that everything is created there. Everything is created there. And scientifically, that's where all the stars are created. So we live in a bubble of creativity within a bubble of creativity, all of which is protecting us. We are surrounded by abundance, and abundance includes wealth. You're not meant to be destitute. You are not meant to be left out or be dejected or ejected or rejected. You are meant to be the King of Pentacles. You are meant to know your place in the world and know your worth in the world and bring that forward rapidly. That is what you are meant to do. So we have Fatima, the mother of Imams. Love is my lineage and gratitude is my religion. Lilith, the first woman. I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life that I desire to live. Thank you, Lilith. I love this. Inanna, the queen of heaven and earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. And you guys saw how your cards just flew out? They literally need you to understand that you don't need to hide yourself away, and you don't need to be afraid of any past situations, of there being any kind of world that doesn't accept you. Lilith has been painted in so many different ways, in so many different lights, and in reality, Lilith was the woman who said, see me as an equal. I am your equal. I am not subservient. I am your equal. And because that was not respected, she chose to leave. She chose to leave Adam. She chose to leave the Garden of Eden. She chose to walk her own path and was vilified for it. But she was ever grateful for that because she was her first ever, she was the first woman, but she set the precedent that we are free to choose our lives, to choose our path, to hear what our inner world is saying and respect it. There is absolutely nothing within you or your world or your life that you should feel as though you need to hide, because you are amazing. And it doesn't matter what happened in your past. You're literally sitting here in the Empress and Lakshmi energy. And that in and of itself is why when you get in the shower, or you even just grabbing a bottle of water and putting your hands around it like this. Grab a bottle of water and you put your hands around it and you set this intention. I set the intention for this water to cleanse and clear my physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic bodies. I set the intention for me to be restored, to be rejuvenated, and to see the truth of who I am. You put that intention into your water, and you bring that into your life when you bring the water into your life. The last card we have is Maushan, and I could be saying this wrong, forgive me if I am, and the Princess of Mercy. Giving is receiving. The energy of the universe is merciful. So you guys, this giving is receiving card, you've been givers, and I can see that. And even here you've got the apple with that allusion to the Garden of Eden. It's more of a feeling as though you have, your abundance is a forbidden fruit for you. That's okay. Sorry, the message was a little jarbled for me, but it's feeling as though your abundance is forbidden fruit, that who you are is forbidden fruit. But you don't see that everyone is grateful for you. everyone in your life is grateful for you. That what you do in the world matters so much, and you do deserve compensation for that. And it's okay to value yourself enough to set a genuine price on services that you offer or products that you make. It's okay to say, I can't give here because I don't have the energy for that. It's okay to do that. It's also okay to allow yourself into a receptive state and let others give to you. You choose the life that you want to live. So if you want to see the world as being this hard, harsh place where you can't get in and the garden is, it's too hard to access, the grapes won't grow on the vine kind of thing. If you want to see it that way, that's how it's going to come back at you, because the world is based off of how you see it, how you choose to be. So choose to feel abundant. Choose a life that you desire. This is about your choice here. This is 100% about your choice. And I was actually talking to my friend Jessie about this and Amanda about this the other day, is sometimes we feel as though we aren't allowed to give ourselves choices. We aren't allowed to give ourselves permission because we never had that growing up. We weren't nurtured the way that we needed it. And all three of us are parents, and so now as parents we give that to our kids. But now we are both parents, but we're spiritualists. We are parents and psychics. We are parents, but we are also still people. And so now it comes down to this certainty of our own wisdom, our own knowledge, our own worth, what is right for us, and knowing that we can choose the life that we desire. Knowing that it's okay to set a standard for what we believe we are worth, and to be open to receiving that from others. Sometimes it just comes down to giving yourself permission to choose to do something different, to choose a path. If any of you have been struggling with, do I do this, do I do that, do I say this, do I say that, just make a choice. Make a choice and go. Spirit, what else do we have for pile 3? Okay, this one wanted to flip out. Smoke and prayers. This is what I was talking about with shower or with the water bottle. You're essentially saying a prayer. You're sending prayers up. And what I am seeing here is, if you look on this phrenology card, and I literally just noticed this, there is quite literally an angel right behind him. Now, phrenology, you know what, we're not going to get into phrenology. It doesn't matter. The point of this right here is there are literally angels with you trying to guide you and help you understand what you contain within your own mind. Trying to help you understand that your mind is not your enemy. It's your fear. It's your anxiety. It's your past experiences. So if you feel this certainty that now is my time, then send a prayer up and make the choice that now is your time. Because as soon as you decide it's your time, it's your time. So we have candle illumination and crystals healing. I love that. Some of you may be drawn to clear quartz, amethyst, softer energy crystals. I know those are really high vibrational, but the energy of them is very soft. It's very soothing. It's very comforting. Morganite. Is it morganite? I know that I've seen something like that before, but I don't have any, and I've never worked with it, and I don't even know, but it's pink, I believe, or where you can get a pink one. Rhodonite would be great. Strawberry quartz would be great. It's very soft supple energies. That explains it. Okay, I took a lunch break in between my piles. I was actually working my hands through this, and I was looking at this, and I noticed that it has this kind of shimmer on the bottom, and I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but it has this like glittery shimmer around in the stone itself. And I don't know if this is green fluorite. I don't know necessarily if this is like green aventurine. I'm not entirely certain because I got it from my son and he didn't know. But there was something about this seafoam green color of it that was just very soft, very calming and soothing. It made me think about the ocean, about rivers, about a babbling brook, just soft flowing water energy. It's about softening yourself to yourself and choosing to be different, choosing to go your own path, choosing to give yourself a voice, choosing to realize that your voice carries weight in the world. It is healing. It is illuminating. It brings people certainty, and people are literally praying for you. Like, these cards could not have fallen better. And I know that for when I get into a state of I can't do it and I can't see the truth of who I am, I absolutely hate when I end up coming across a reader who's going to string all of the keywords together and then I do it myself. So I think the reason why I'm mentioning that is because there was this little sliver of you're just reading the cards. Like, all you're doing is reading the cards. I understand that. But you know what phrenology is? When I wasn't going to talk about it, phrenology is studying the different parts of the brain for somebody. And it's not like scientific studying. It's like, this section is your emotional awareness. This section is your happiness. This section is why you sneeze. I may be going a little overboard. But it's a pseudoscience that has been debunked time and time and time and time again, but people still do it. People still do it. Sometimes the messages come forth genuinely this clearly because we have to be challenged by absolute certainty sitting right in front of us. Are you going to take the logical, take the very grounded, analytical approach, or are you going to open yourself up to purification, to cleansing, to prayers, to healing through different modalities, through seeing things in a different light, through choosing to be different and live the life that you want to live? And everything is quite literally in your hands. And it says with Lakshmi, I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. They talk about bank robberies all the time. It's an inside job. It's an inside job. They think that somebody on the inside is working to help the people who are robbing the bank. How many times have you felt as though someone has robbed you of something without you realizing that that was an inside job because you self-sabotaged, because you chose to not hear that this is who you are, and you kept focusing on the fact that at one point in your life you had to walk away from what you wanted, where you thought you were meant to be, and you didn't allow yourself the time to cleanse, to wash it away, to find the illumination, and to ask for the clarity and the healing and the understanding. And now you can do that. Now the universe is wanting to give to you. Now the universe wants you to see that grace, mercy, love, honesty, truth, being all things, being an earth angel, it is for you. It is meant for you. And it's okay for you to open yourself up to receiving what is meant to be given to you. And this is not a bad thing to be given anymore. And I know it feels like what I'm getting is like everything has always said that. Everybody has always said that. It's always been this. I'm not going to look at the cards and tell you that I see something pretty if I don't. I see that you are the one that has to choose. I'm going to tell you what I see, what I hear, what I feel. And right now I feel so much pushback at me, like you're fighting this message, and that's okay. That's okay. Because at some point, pieces of it are going to sink in. You're going to start seeing these things in your outside world, and you're not going to know what to do with it. By the way, if you see a man on a horse with a sword, let me know. I'd be... It's metaphorical. Some of you may actually see some of these things out in your outside world. You may end up coming and having somebody ask you about your lineage. They may ask you if you're some kind of angel, and you won't even realize that you're actually actively healing them, but you are. As a healer myself, one of the biggest things that I get caught up on is I can heal a lot of people, but I can't heal myself. And it's a dangerous game. That it is. It's a dangerous game. But I'm no different. And I struggle with that as well. If you were able to see what you do for other people, the ins and the outs of it, then you can use that and use the mirroring principle. Look in the mirror and say, okay, this is what I do for others. What am I doing for myself? Because the likelihood is that you're doing the opposite. You're doing the reverse of you. What you give to the world, you should give to yourself. And the universe wants to teach you about that. Because you have given and given and given and given and sent up prayers, and you're asking and you're begging, and your blessings are not smoke and mirrors. Your blessings are meant to come in, but you have to light the path for yourself. You have to light the candle and illuminate that path for yourself. You have to choose to be you. Pile number 3, I believe in you. I believe in you 100%. Spirit believes in you 1 million, billion, trillion %. I don't even know that that's a number. It's just something the kids say. You have so much belief, faith, and hope fueling you, just standing right behind you, supporting you, loving you. Please believe in yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much for sticking this one out with as hesitant as the energy was that I felt. Thank you so much for sticking it out, because I know it wasn't easy, and I know it hasn't been an easy journey. So thank you. Spirit thanks you. Your guides say thank you. Your angels, your archangels, your ancestors, the deities, everyone says thank you for sticking this one out. Thank you. If this resonated, please hit the like button. Share it with somebody that could be helped with this, somebody who is having a lot of challenging moments and tests of their certainty and their faith in themselves. The more that we help each other out, the brighter this world becomes. And we could use it. We really could. Thank you so much to Spirit, to my guides, for facilitating this connection, for getting these amazing messages from your headline. And remember that you can always just look down at your hand and remind yourself. After today, remind yourself. Just look down at that one line on your hand and say, I am abundant. I am worthy. I am worthy of wealth. And it comes from within. Don't forget to hit the subscription button up on top and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And I did want to mention that down in the description box, if you are interested, there are my 2 books, Chemistry with Kismet, which is all about how I healed my mental health when I was struggling deeply with suicide, depression, anxiety, worries, and post-traumatic and complex post-traumatic stress disorder, as well as domestic violence. And the second book is And What If? And it is a kind of perspective shift from my perspective on different ideas that we have and notions that we have in the world, and then some challenges to help you shift your perspectives differently. Sometimes a perspective shift is really all we need. If you would like to delve more deeply into yourself, I do have my course, Breaking Boundaries, Finding Freedom. That is also linked down in the description box, as well as a code for 50% off for my subscribers. And for those who watch my channel, all you have to do is type in the code when you go to the link. There are also links to donate to my channel if you feel so inclined. It is not required. I am not expecting it. So I want to say thank you one more time, Pile 3. You guys are really, truly awe-inspiring and amazing. And you are meant for this wealth and fertility and abundance. Don't stop creating, because it matters to the world. I promise. Thank you again. Thank you, thank you. I love you all. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. If you chose the 4th card, you chose to break the chains. And on the back it says, things which once held you back, held you down, and prevented you from wearing your crown are now falling away. When realization comes of what you are fully capable of, nothing can stop you from moving into a new state and new life. First of all, I have not been stumbling over my words much at all today. So I have the feeling that some of you may be struggling to communicate fully. Some of you may be struggling with what is and is not right for you. This is all about your headline. It's about your wisdom, your intuition, your sense of inner knowing and inner guidance system. And when you're in a state where you question that and you're not sure about yourself, you become unsure about the world. And that kind of energy, it's like, I'm having trouble articulating. It's almost as if there is a fear screen, but it's not like a screen on a window, like a projector screen of fear. And so as soon as you do something, that fear screen goes up and you project that fear outward. And because you're projecting that outward, that is what gets reflected back to you. For instance, if you're Googling something or you're on Pinterest or YouTube and suddenly something that you have been wrestling with internally, but you haven't said anything to anybody about, is being suggested to you, or you find a pin for it, or you do a random Google search and for some reason this completely off topic, completely out of the blue, not related to your Google search, but related to that inner fear shows up. And I just heard gives you pause, or you take pause, you freeze up. And there's the energy of this pile feels so restricted. There's the energy of the Devil card very, very strongly in this pile. But the thing with the Devil card is it's an illusion. The Devil's not paying attention to the two people in the card. They're chained, but their chains are loose. They think that they're trapped. They think that they can't move forward. They think that they can't bridge this gap between the two. But that is not the case. It is the illusion of the mind saying the wrong things or believing the wrong things. It's not even saying the wrong things. It's almost as if your mind and your heart are actually perfectly aligned, and trying to get you to understand that you're here to break out of this mentality. You're here to break out of these limitations. You're here to shift yourself into a different state. And they are literally on the same page. But it's the noise of the outside world, like background noise is what I call it. The background noise of the outside world is the things that you see on the news, the things that people post on social media, because they aren't in a state of awareness of the impact of whatever it is that they're saying or doing. You know, I used to be one of those people. I would post things without fully considering every other angle. It was my perspective and my perspective only. And we all get into that state, but we all break out of it. And I feel like you're starting to see all the different ways in which you and other people have been in that state. And it's new to you. Some of you may be going through a spiritual awakening for the very first time and not knowing what's going on and kind of panicking about it. And I picked that up as soon as I finished pile 3. I had this massive pressure in my third eye and my ears started ringing, and I texted my husband and told him, like, I was getting ready for pile 4 and my third eye just exploded in pain. And, you know, I told him I drank a bottle of water, I did some Reiki, because I know how to handle that. And I know that I personally have been going through a lot of shifts, a lot of emotional and mental shifts, and it has shifted and changed my gifts the more that I open up to them. But what I was getting was this essence of the first time. And so I got all these memories and all these thoughts of my Kundalini awakening. And sometimes a Kundalini awakening can go awry. If you don't know what's going on, if you don't know how to handle it, it can come off and seem a bit like craziness. You're seeing things, you're hearing things, you're experiencing things, you have no explanation, and you know if you tell anybody, you are likely to be committed. But the thing is we live in a different world than even when I had my Kundalini awakening, which was 11 years ago now. We live in a completely different world from that. And whatever it is, for those of you who are experiencing an awakening for the first time, and I have think that I might be one of those videos you really didn't expect, but that you just couldn't not watch. And I've been there. I've done that. I've experienced that. It's like you're somewhat hoping that I'm right, and at the same time the doubt of it is so overwhelming, but you're starting to see the truth of yourself and the things that you have said that you aren't proud of, and the things that you've done that you aren't proud of, and the things that people do that you used to find funny or amusing, or at least pretend like it was okay, and now it really isn't for you. And you're shifting and changing, and you don't know how to handle it, and you don't know what to do. And I'm here to tell you that the chains are falling off of you. That to me is what an awakening is all about. It's about breaking free of the chains that we have placed upon ourselves, that the world has placed upon us, that the illusion that one way of being and one way of thinking has created within our lives. It falls away and you see it for what it is, and it can be so frightening. And now I understand why the lightning bolt. I wasn't 100% certain when I started creating this card. And I'm going to move it up so you guys can take a look. Because as you can see, when I created it, it was just meant to be like a chain. Like just a chain. But I felt this need to put a lightning bolt in it. A chain can break just by breaking. It can rust. It can wear down. But sometimes there is an outside force greater than what we are capable of exerting that puts so much pressure on something within you that it is like something within you breaks. But what's really breaking is the chains. And I keep hearing Zeus, and Zeus has the lightning bolts. This is not a retributionary energy. This is not a punishing energy. It can feel that way because you're very unsure. That's this overwhelming sense of you need comfort, you need guidance, you need assurance. And it's because you don't know what is going on. You don't recognize it. You have never experienced something like this before. And that's okay because I've been there and I've lived in that fear. I lived in that fear for 9 years before I let myself say, okay, you know what? I'm a psychic. I had talked to other people the year prior because I was having visions. And I had a vision of one of my friends who had died, but she was still alive at the time, and she died a couple months after that. But I didn't understand it was her in the vision. I didn't understand what it was until the emotions of it all and the energy of it all came together. And in that moment, I was also going through this horrible situation with friends that I had been so blinded to who they actually were that they weren't truly friends. They were using me. And full disclosure, they were abusing their special needs children, and one of their other children sent me a video out of fear asking what to do. And it was at that moment that I realized I had made friends with people who were so completely oppositional to me. And I didn't understand what was going on. And one of my best friends, Hope, we were standing out on my front porch and I was crying, and she looked at me and she said, you need to learn how to read auras. You need to learn how to read auras and understand auras. And I took her advice. I was kind of at the point of I've been hurt by so many friends before that I didn't know what to do, and so I took her advice. And she ended up yelling at me about a week later because I had a complete and utter freak out, like breakdown, because I went from auras to auric colors to the colors of the chakras. And then dove down deep into the symbolism of all the things I had been surrounding myself with for the past, 5-10 years, and never really having an explanation for it and never really looking for an explanation for it, just knowing I was drawn to certain things. And it was the root chakra. The root chakra is represented by the color red. And I became obsessed with having a room that was red in my house. I needed the color red on my walls somewhere. On both floors, I had to have the color red. And I didn't understand it because until 2019, I did not like the color red at all. I had no draw to it. I didn't want, I'd wear it here and there, but it was not one of my favorite colors, and I never would have been the person to put it on my walls, ever. That entire summer, I was remodeling a room. But what was happening was I had all these emotions and all these thoughts and these memories from my childhood and things that I wasn't proud of and things that I was afraid of, all just bubbling and bursting and just flooding out of me. It was a massive unconscious purging because I had been holding on to so many things for so long that it was literally eating away at my body. It was killing me to hold on to the emotional aspect of it because my body was already in a weakened physical state. And I didn't understand any of that until I started looking into reading auras and saw the root chakra. And as soon as I saw the root chakra and understood that I had been spending months of my life working to bring a sense of grounding and safety and security upon moving into a new home, I freaked out. And then I laid in bed one night, and I have a reason for telling you this, I promise. I laid in bed one night. My husband was out of state for work. And I remember that I laid there and I said, okay, God, if I'm a psychic, if I've got gifts, if all of this is true, then I'm ready. Bring it on. I could not have been dumber for saying that. And I say that with as much love as I can towards myself, because all of a sudden I saw a spirit walking back and forth at the end of my bed, and there were light orbs everywhere, and I heard my name in my ear, and I went, whoa, 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 too much. And freaked out. And then I put up a fear screen. I put up this screen of projection of fear that I had to work my ass off for 2 years to break back down, because I told the universe I was ready. The universe went, well, she said she was. Here you go. And I was terrified. And the reason I'm telling you this is that you're not alone in having these random occurrences and these random situations and having these senses and feelings and experiences. You're not alone. You're not crazy. You're awakening. You're becoming aware. You're breaking the chains from the past, from the ways that you used to see the world. And it can be hard, and I'm not going to lie about that. I will not sugarcoat it. It is not an easy journey, but it is so beautiful, and it opens you up to so much more. What Spirit really wants you to see right now is this Seven of Pentacles. And if you look at the man in the Seven of Pentacles, this is about watching what you have planted grow. That's what he's doing. But what this is he's looking so lovingly at this bush of pentacles. This is about how you view the internal growth that you are making. This is how you view things in the physical world as well. Can you look at something and feel this state of connectedness, of love, of true dedication and devotion to it? Because if you don't look at something and see that within it, then the question is are you nurturing the right things in your life? And when you start questioning what you're nurturing in your life and whether you're nurturing the right things, the things that nurture you back, those are the things that are going to grow for you. Those are the things that are going to come into your life, that are going to bring to you what it is that you want in your life, the changes that you want, the hopes that you have, the dreams and desires and goals and missions that you feel deep within you that are starting to come out and become clear to you. Those things that will nurture you because they are meant for you are where you are meant to put your love and your energy and your nurturing. Not into the things that make you feel like you can't breathe, like you're trapped in, and there's going to be an avalanche and you won't be able to breathe, you won't be able to get out, but you're just stuck. You don't want to be stuck. You're the one that chooses whether or not you're stuck. You can break these chains, and right now there is a force greater than you that is helping you do that. So let's take a look at your cards and get some more information. Yep. Three of Swords, the Lovers, and the Four of Cups. Okay. All right. So, the Three of Swords, a lot of the time, it talks about a three-party situation. That's not what I feel like. I feel like it's, I'm hearing, hey, better, hey, better. You know, the concept of three strikes and you're out. Something happened in a relationship. I hate to do this. I really do. But if there was not a recent breakup, I'm going to advise you to please try and tap back into your intuition, because it looks to me very strongly, and I cannot deny it. And if you've been watching my channel for a long time, you know I don't read the Lover's card as a relationship. I almost never do. I cannot deny this one. So if you did not recently end a relationship or have a relationship ended outside of your control, is what I'm feeling. As in, someone ended a relationship and it was a powerful ending. I don't see it as being like argumentary or argumentative. Wow, words. What I'm seeing is like there was love, but there wasn't equality or commitment. There wasn't that unity that you were both searching for, and it became a breaking point where you could not ignore, neither one of you could ignore the pain that you felt. And it wasn't either one of your fault. And there was so much love there. So it became so difficult to understand why. And that has put you into this energy. That's what created the breakage. So there was that. The number one thing is there absolutely was a very horrible situation of a breakup. Some of you, if it wasn't recent, it would be something that you carried to this day. It would be something that you can't seem to let go of, that you don't know how to let go of. And it's because your heart was 100% in it. You did everything. The Four of Cups, I will always say, is the worst, saddest, most defeating card in the deck for me, because he is sitting here and he is so disheveled. He almost, to me, he looks worse off than the Nine of Wands, where he's all beat up. He looks worse off because this is just emotional anguish. I look at him and he can't bring himself to look at even the potential for an offering from the universe. He can't look at what could possibly be because he's focusing on this. He's focusing on these 3 cups, these 1, 2, 3 strikes and you're out moment. He is still so heartbroken and stuck in this energy that his heart literally hurts and he cannot bring himself to lift his eyes. And a big part of that is because there is an imbalance internally. You're questioning a decision you made or a decision someone else made. You're wondering whether anybody really has the right to decide anything because it seems like everything is out of control and you don't get a say in anything. It's not that way. Yes, there are pieces of this journey where things are out of our control and we are powerless to do anything and we cannot stop it. Those are the moments where someone walks away from you and you don't know why and you can't do anything about it because it's just done. And you have to live a life of wondering why, questioning why. But you don't have to necessarily do that. It's about choice. Most of what I'm picking up here is it's okay to cry. It's okay to grieve. But it's also very, very important to hope. To hope. Because yes, you can lose things. Yes, things can fall apart. Yes, they can break. But sometimes things have to break down. And that is how a spiritual awakening goes. It's a buildup of pressure and it builds up and builds up and builds up within us. And when it builds up like that, we can ignore it. I mean, we're all human, but we all act like ostriches. We want to stick our heads in the sand. We don't want to change. We want the world to make sense. And if the world has been one way since we grew up, it makes sense. It just does, because that's how it's always been. So even if it's a complete shit situation where nothing works out for you and you feel like you're doomed to bad luck and everybody hurts you and you lose everything, it's consistent for you. It's been consistent for you. That's what you know to expect. And so you've been nurturing that forever. And Spirit put so much pressure on you that you don't know how to explain anything. And now you think that the one last little bit that you had, your sanity is leaving you. But the reality is that Spirit is bringing in clarity. Spirit is bringing in truth. Spirit is bringing in peace and love and hope and spiritual gifts and a new way of being and a new way of seeing things and a new way of thinking and feeling. And because of that, all you must do is rise. All you must do is look. Look up, look to the skies, look to the stars. Let yourself wonder, let yourself breathe in the majesty and the magic of you as a creation and you as a creator. You as the one who determines, the one who makes the choice of where you're going to go from here, because it is now in your hands. The cup has been offered and it has been given and it is in your hands. So this is the Divine Feminine deck, and we have, I'm not even going to try and pronounce her name. I will move it up for you. But it says, the joy permeated mother. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. This is so, so important when you go through a spiritual awakening. It is so important. And especially when you go through a breakup, because you can question who you are, whether you really knew the person, whether you really know what love is, whether you really have ever experienced love. There are so many things. There are so many things that you begin questioning. And it's never questioning the other person. It's never questioning the universe. It's never questioning anything other than you and your worth. And that creates that pressure too. Because there is not a single higher force in the world or in the spiritual world that wants you to be questioning your worth. If somebody walked away from you, it's because you are worth more. You deserve better. And I have experienced that myself, where I got divorced. You know, I got married very young and then I got divorced, and I genuinely believed the words of someone else. I believed the words of my ex-husband, that I was unlovable, that nobody would want me, that I was used goods. All of these horrible negative things, I believed them and I let them destroy me, but I did that because I loved him. But I never admitted that I actually loved him. It took me years after our divorce before I said, you know what, I can't deny this anymore, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have stayed. Being able to love someone who can't love you back, that takes a strength and a beauty in the heart that many don't have. And I feel very honored that I have such amazing people that I get to read for. So the first one we have is Pope Joan, the Pontiff of Possibilities. It says the possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. Then we have the Cosmic Egg. Wow, powerful. The Divine Feminine. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of an ever-expanding love. Lilith and the First Woman. I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life that I desire to live. And then Amaterasu, the Goddess of Light. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. So remember when I told you, you put up like a projector screen of fear? What you want to do is see a mirror. You want the world to reflect back to you what the truth is of you. Sometimes we aren't able to see the truth of who we are and what we are. And even though this cosmic egg says I hold the universe within me, and yes, that's true, what I heard was the universe is holding you. You are 100% safe. And a lot of what I'm picking up is there's this duality of my heart is broken and I don't know how to go forward and I don't know what I want with my life and I don't know what to do with my life anymore and what do I do and how am I going to move forward? And there is that aspect, and the other aspect is screaming, just kind of screaming because none of this is real and I'm going crazy and everything like that. And that Pope Joan is calling so firmly. Pope Joan, she was a real pope. Yes, a woman was a pope. Granted, she lied about her gender, but she was a real pope. And a very good one. If a woman can become the Pope of the Catholic Church, why isn't it possible that you're a psychic? Why isn't it possible that that love was not right for you because you are deserving of a better love? If a pope can be a woman, if a woman can become a pope of the Roman Catholic Church, why don't you get to choose your life from here on out and see love in everything and everyone in a way that you haven't experienced before? And I see now with all of these cards exactly why I told you the story of me painting my walls and the root chakra, because these are all red. This is your sense of safety, security, assurance, peace, stability. It's gone. You lost your sense of stability because of a breakup. And I'm not trying to downplay that. But don't lose faith in love because of that. And don't lose faith in yourself or the universe. It's time to nurture the things within you that are awakening. Because you are a true essence of divinity. And you do not ever change. And you really are truly, truly gifted and blessed. And see here, she's got this jewel right on her third eye. And even Pope Joan has a jewel right here on her third eye. And Lilith has something right here on her third eye. This is about you going through a third eye awakening that really rocks your entire world, including your relationships. And it's okay to let it go now and take a step forward. It's okay to step into you. It's okay to be like, I want to explore. I want to see my destiny. I want to seek things out that are right for me. If you're here and you've never done that, then I am here to tell you, you found yourself in the right place, because this is where we find our truths. This is where we find our way. So on the back, we have clouds and mystical. And see, I was picking it up and I didn't say it, but when I heard the message and channeled the message for you about looking to the sky and the stars, I also got this sense of look to the clouds, look to the shapes of the clouds, see what the clouds say to you. Maybe you were a kid who used to do that. So we've got Shagai and fragmented, dreams and incubation, and book knowledge. So everything may feel like it's fragmented right now. But what I'm seeing here is you've got this. You've got this Seven of Pentacles and dreams incubation. That means that right now is the time for you to rest, for you to go within, for you to look at what it is that you need to nurture within yourself. Let yourself remember what dreams you had when you were a kid. What dreams you had as a young adult, as a teenager. What dreams you had that life got in the way and love got in the way, and some of you, maybe even kids got in the way, or a job got in the way, and now everything has suddenly fallen apart. Look at it as you're being gifted this opportunity to allow your dreams that have been resting deep within you to come out. And through that, those dreams are what you will nurture going forward, because those dreams, which were once fragmented, are now fully coming together. And you won't understand how it works, because it's very mystical. You won't get it. But it's about learning who you are and allowing the chains that have been holding you back and have been keeping you in this fragmented energy because you keep striving and straining against them and you can't get out. And you know the funny thing, I mentioned the Devil card. In the Devil card, you actually have these two figures, but these are the figures that are chained. The Devil card is the card 15. It reduces to a 6. They are intricately connected. Your mind can tell you that you aren't deserving of this after you experience this horrible, horrible, painful heartbreak. The mind can tell you that. But you cannot deny the dream that you have had of having that partner and having that unity, even within yourself, but having that key to true happiness. And that first has to come from within you. That knowledge is within you. And this book knowledge card, it says the Book of Destiny. Some of you should look into the Akashic records. At some point I'll dig more deeply into it, or do deep reads into it, I'm sure, as I work very closely with the Akashic records. But the Akashic records, I call it the Hall of Knowledge and the Hall of Wisdom, the Hall of Insight. And to me, this is saying that we all have a book. We have a book of our life. We have a book for our life now, but we also have like a whole library for our soul, for where our soul has been and what our soul has done and the lives we have lived and the things that we have experienced. All of that is contained within the hall. And we all have access to this. We choose whether we want to dive into that side of it. And some of us have a deeper proclivity to it. But at night, when you lay your head down and you feel as though you don't want to get up in the morning, the reason why you're still getting up in the morning, the reason why you're still going, you're still moving, is because when you go into a dream state, you are starting to remember. You're remembering your essence. You're remembering your worth. You're remembering your mission. You're remembering who you are deep within you. That part of you that can no longer be buried, that it is now time to see what has grown within you without your awareness, to see the gifts that have been offered, to allow yourself to dream about mystical, magical things and know that whatever it is that you're dreaming about that you think is so fantastical for your life, it just could never happen. That it's a possibility because there was a woman pope. It is a possibility because what you dream about, what you wish, what you hope for is meant for you. And that's one of the first lessons I learned on my journey. And it was one of the hardest because it always felt out of reach. And yet here I am doing this and I love it. I'm not telling you that this is what you're meant to do as far as like tarot reads, because you'll know if the cards call to you, you'll know. For me, the cards called to me from the age of 7 on. And I denied it and ignored it because I was afraid. I was afraid of condemnation. I was told that it was the devil's work. And so I had a lot of fear. This has taken me a lot to come here. The journey can be harrowing. It can be challenging. It can be hard. But when spirit steps in and literally severs these chains, it's meant to help. And it is here to help. And if you allow yourself to listen, to open yourself up, to let yourself feel all the anguish and all the pain so that you can see the blessing within all of it, you will bring all of those disparate pieces together and come into harmony internally, and you will find your inner wholeness. You will find the understanding and the awareness of why everything happened, how it happened, and what it all means. And I can tell you the energy I feel. I can give you the messages you need to know. But the deep, deep why of certain things, you know. And some things are reserved for you to find out because you need to believe in yourself. You have this wisdom deep within you. Pile number 4. You guys have touched my heart, my soul. I have been in your place. I know this feeling. And I am not in that place anymore. I'm not going to tell you it was easy. I'm not going to paint a rosy picture. But I am going to tell you that if you are here watching this video with me, that means that you are here because I know what it's like. And I can help. You were guided here because you needed it. Whether you asked for it or not is what I just heard. You didn't ask for it, but this is what you needed. And I am very grateful for you. You're not alone. You're never alone. It may feel like it, but you're not. And you can work on that too. Don't deny the rest you need. Don't deny the emotions you feel. And trust when I say, or when Spirit says, or when you hear a message that says you are safe, you are protected, it is okay. You're not crazy. This is okay. You are gifted. You have gifts, you have talents, you have skills that are awakening within you. Trust their awakening because it will bring more beauty and more majesty into your life. And I feel like that has been missing for far too long. Pile 4s, you guys floored me. I've never touched your energy before, and I am absolutely honored. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you to Spirit for allowing these messages to flow through me and for bringing them forth in a time of need. If this resonated, please hit the like button up in the corner. Share it with somebody if you know somebody who is going through a spiritual awakening and you think this could help them. If they were going through a breakup and you think this could help them, please share the love. The more that these messages get out into the collective, the more we work together in harmony to help each other understand and to give each other, if not a leg up, a companion on the journey. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell in the corner so you don't miss any of my upcoming readings. Down in the description box, you will find links for both my books, Chemistry with Kismet, Journeying into the Self to Heal the Mind, as well as And What If, Concepts Challenging the Norm. Both of those are available on Amazon. The links are in the description box. There is also a link in the description box for my program, Breaking Boundaries, Finding Freedom. My brain went back to that, just kind of stop and go, the fragmented, stuck energy. It's called Breaking Boundaries, Finding Freedom. And honestly, on this part of your journey, it might truly help you to help get back connected to you. It is designed to bring you back to yourself, to see the perceptions from a different angle of the way that we have been viewing ourselves based off of our interactions in our lives, both with other people, but with the world as a whole. And there is a 50% off code down in the description box for anyone from my channel who goes and checks that out. And there are links down in the description box as well for donations if you feel so inclined. They're never expected, but very, very much appreciated and always help to build this channel. Pile number 4s, I feel like I want to hug you. I am sending you an energy hug. I'm sending you an air hug. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for continuing to move forward in this kind of fragmented, painful energy. don't lose hope. There is hope everywhere. I will see you next time. I love you all.